All right, welcome everybody to the channel, Wax and Relax Vinyl Listening Room. I'm John, and it's kind of a glum day here in Florida. It is the last day of spring break. Everyone's got to go back to school and work tomorrow, and everyone in my house is in a pretty crap mood. So I figured I'd come in, do a quick video of this is one I've had on the list for a bit. I'm not normally a negative person, but I figured I'd throw this one out there. So I'm going to go through some unpopular opinions, 10 things that are pretty unpopular as far as taste and music goes, but you know, we can't all think the same and be a big echo chamber. So I'm going to start. Number one, with David Bowie, I don't like the Berlin trilogy pretty much at all. I love Bowie. I love everything up until he put out this. This is Changes One. It's his greatest hits. Pretty much all the way up to 1976. After this, he went to Berlin and started on Low, and he did Heroes and Lodger, and I didn't register with any of those until Scary Monsters, and then, you know, working his way through Let's Dance and things like that. Then I was back on board, but the Berlin stuff just wasn't my cup of tea. Another unpopular opinion. I'm a huge Kiss fan, grew up a Kiss fan. I don't love everything that they've done, but unlike most people, I love this record. I love The Elder a lot. It was brave and bold and stupid and ill-timed. 1981, really hard to define what was happening in rock music. You know, Foreigner and Loverboy and things like that were a little far removed from what Kiss had done prior to that. They were just kind of lost. They got Bob Ezrin had a really bad time. His addictions had taken over, I guess, with all the money that he made working with Pink Floyd on The Wall. Fell off his wallet to a big pile of coke, and they made The Elder. Great record, though. I love it. By the way, I took all these out of the plastic sleeves, trying to eliminate some of the glare. So that's why they look the way they do. Another unpopular opinion. Big Black Sabbath fan, lifelong Black Sabbath fan. And I love this record. Born Again. Big fallout with Ronnie James Dio over the mixing of the live album and musical direction and so on and so forth. And then one night, they all got drunk with Ian Gillan from Deep Purple. Next morning, Ian Gillan's manager says, "Did you call me last night and say you had joined Black Sabbath?" He had. And so they did a great record, I think, with Ian and original drummer Bill Ward. But Bill was a bit of an alcoholic at the time and just was too sick to tour. So they got Bev Bevan from ELO, of all places, to drum for the tour. I saw the tour in Lakeland, Florida in '83, Night Ranger opening. One of the 7,000 times Night Ranger played locally, opening for somebody. Great tour, and immediately after the tour, Gillan left, and they reformed the classic lineup of Deep Purple, and he was back a couple of months later on stage with Deep Purple in the same building. Pretty cool. Another unpopular opinion. I don't like Guns N' Roses. I just don't like them. I mean, I have Live Like a Suicide on Uzi Suicide Records. I've shown this before. This was before they were signed, independent release. After this, they were picked up by Geffen and became stupid huge and massively popular. Edith Bunker's voice gets a little annoying after a while, and I don't need to hear it put to a rock record, so for my money, that's what Axl sounds like. Unpopular opinion, but nope, just not interested. Number 5 unpopular opinion of mine. This band broke up in 1985. Deal with it. Number 6. I can't get into Tool. Now, there's a lot of people that like them. I'm not one of them. At the time where they were coming out, I was more into stuff like this, you know, getting into Oasis, Jellyfish. I was DJing at the time, so I was getting into a lot of different dance music, more professionally than anything else. But, I just spent a lot of time in a very progressive metal band where I had to do a lot of math in order to get all the music the right way. And I just didn't want to hear a lot of technical music. I just wanted stuff that was, influenced by the Beatles and ELO and Cheap Trick and things like that. And so I just found those kind of Beatley songs that Oasis were doing pretty cool. So I was a bit of a fan, even though they were massively popular. I was a fan. I'm sorry. Another unpopular opinion. I'm a Grateful Dead fan, but I like the studio records. This era of the Dead, the whole Blues for Allah, Wake of the Flood, Shakedown Street, and Terrapin Station, I think are all fantastic records. They use the studio pretty well, pretty creatively, musically and lyrically. I mean, side 2 of this is the title track, Terrapin Station, 16 minutes or so long. That's as good as any progressive rock you'll get. Starts in one spot, goes to another. There's some world music in there. There's some changes. There's a choir in there. There's just stuff that you don't hear at a Grateful Dead show, or or in any of those recordings that have circulated over the years. I just love their studio work way more than I love the live stuff. Probably would have been different had I ever been there, but that's what I like. Unpopular opinion. Number 8. I have really no interest in Janis Joplin. I know, she's a great singer, very popular, classic, very influential. There's a million women that you'll see at any given bar belting out Janis, and that's kind of the litmus test of whether or not she's a good singer or what have you. If I'm going to that same period of time, going to 1969 or so, I'm going to Roberta Flack every single time. Great record. We just lost her. This is pretty much a jazz record with soul vocals on it, and it didn't become popular until a couple of years later when Clint Eastwood used First Time I Ever Saw Your Face in Play Misty for Me, and then it became gigantic. So you can get great copies of this very cheap. Okay, number 9. Another unpopular opinion. I don't like Bitches Brew. I'm a big Miles Davis fan, always have been. I have a huge collection of Miles Davis records, and anything from Bitches Brew onward, I really just don't have any love for. Over the years, I've had them, I've listened to them, some of them several times. Again, just never registered with me. If I'm going Miles Davis, I'm probably going to go with this 7 out of 10 times. Other than I'm going to Sketches of Spain and Quiet Nights, Kind of Blue, all the regular heavy hitters. But this one is really where I fell in love with Miles, and probably where I discovered Coltrane as well, and then kind of went off on that tangent as well. Great freaking record. The title track, Round Midnight, is perhaps my favorite jazz cut. That and My Favorite Things, but that's where I'm going. Certainly not Bitches Brew. I've tried it again. A couple of years ago, there was the Bitches Brew wine with the album cover on it. I bought a bottle of that. The wine was good. I just didn't get into the record listening to the wine. It didn't help. But anyway. Last but not least, all of us who collect records and watch videos of other people collecting records and talking about music and what you love and what you like and what you hate and what you don't like and all that type of thing, no one ever says they have a favorite song. And out of the thousands of records I own, out of the tens of thousands of CDs I've owned over the years and cassettes and all the other type of things, I have a favorite song. Magic, Olivia Newton-John, the songbird of our generation. She was Sandy. She had hits all over the place, all over the 70s, early 80s. But that song from Xanadu, Magic, is absolutely my favorite song ever. And I'll get in a damn fist fight about it. And almost have a couple times. But I mean, just recently lost her a couple years ago as well. But that's it. I'm not trying to be a negative Nelly, but I just wanted to share some unpopular opinions, get them off of my list. Now that everyone's in a crap mood in my house, we can get this one over and done with and get on with the stuff that we love coming up on the next video. Until then, we will see you on the B-side.